Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm George Conley with Scratch Golf Tips, and today we're going to be talking about playing golf in the wind. Now before we get into the details of playing golf in the wind, I just wanted to remind you that if you enjoy this video, please leave a like rating on the video. That helps YouTube show it to more golf lovers. And if you want to see more content from Scratch Golf Tips, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Now when I say playing golf in the wind, I'm going to be talking about two ways that we can judge wind and how it will affect our play throughout a round, which will help you lower your scores. So in this video, we're going to be talking about two different aspects of judging wind. One, we're going to be talking about how to judge wind direction, wind speed, and then two, we're going to see how that information affects our club and yardage selection. So let's start off by talking about how to judge wind direction. Now I'm sure most of you have all heard of just picking some grass off the ground and throwing it up in the air and seeing where it goes. And that is an alright indicator of wind, but it's not the best way to do it. Now personally, I like the grass method just to get a general baseline of what the wind is on my level, but it is important to note that you're hitting your ball very high. So if you're surrounded by trees when you're throwing your grass up, that wind reading that you're getting from the grass will not be totally accurate as to what will be going on at or above the tree level, which your ball will be traveling at if you're hitting a higher shot. So I'd also recommend judging wind by looking at the tops of trees. You can look at the leaves on the very tops of the trees, see which way that they're swaying, how much they're moving, which will help you gauge the speed of the wind. But if there are not trees on the course or not trees around where you're trying to gauge the wind, you can also look above into the sky at the clouds. The clouds give you a great indication of what's going on way up there, so you can look at the general movement of the clouds. Sometimes they don't move at all, indicating very little wind. Sometimes they actually move a lot faster and you just don't pay attention to it, but you can definitely have a very clear view of the direction of the wind and how intense it is by looking at all three of those things. So you can get the grass for just the basic overview of what's going on at the ground. You can look at the treetops as well as the clouds to gauge what kind of wind you're dealing with. So that's how you get the general direction of the wind, which is very important when you're playing into or with the wind, or if it's left to right, right to left. But it's also very important to note the speed of the wind, as that's going to play a huge factor in how you play your shot into the wind. Now when I say speed of the wind, I'm talking about how we can measure how fast the wind is blowing, usually in miles per hour for those who use the imperial system. So say an average small gust of wind would maybe be somewhere between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Say we estimated at 8 miles per hour. It's important to just get a loose indication of what that number is in miles per hour, because I'm going to tell you a quick trick that you can use the miles per hour and convert it into how your shot yardage will change. Now a great general rule that a lot of golfers use is when the wind is hurting or helping you, you can add 1% yardage on your shot for every mile per hour of wind that you feel, that you're estimating. So let me explain what that means in numbers. Say you have a 100-yard golf shot and you feel 5 miles per hour of wind hurting you. Since that wind is hurting you, you're going to add yardage. Since it's 5 miles per hour, we're going to add 5% yardage. 5% of 100 yards is 5 yards. So if it's into you at 5 miles per hour, we are going to estimate that shot will now be a total of 105 yards adjusted. Now if we have a 200-yard shot where the wind is helping us and we feel a 5 mile per hour wind, what we're going to do is we're going to take yardage off of that 200 number, and then we're going to take 5% of 200, which is 10. We're going to take that off of the 200 yards, meaning that shot can be adjusted to 190 yards. Now those are just two basic examples. Obviously you can play with that math for when you have a 175-yard shot and 15 mile per hour winds. You can use it in all kinds of ways. It's just a general principle. It's not exact. There's no direct scientific evidence behind it, but it's just a good rule of thumb to help you feel out when you're adjusting and estimating wind. Now the same general principle applies for left to right and right to left wind. So if you have 5 miles an hour coming right to left, you can adjust by going about 5 yards to the right of your normal target line. So those are just a few general tips for playing golf in the wind and how to recognize and adjust your yardages and aim points in the wind. I hope you guys learned something about this video. If you have any questions on anything that I mentioned throughout the video, just comment them down below and I will reply accordingly. If you like the apparel that I wear in these videos, I wear John Morgan Sportswear. They are a proud partner of Scratch Golf Tips, and you can use code SGT2021 for 20% off everything in that store. They have a ton of great products, and that's 20% off anything in the store, and I believe they're still running a sale where if you spend more than $100 in the store, you get free shipping. So if you're looking to boost up your wardrobe, especially your golf stuff that you can wear on and off the course, that's a great place to do it. Thank you all so much for watching. Play well and take care.